Very exciting video on the homestead today. I've been wanting to raise my own meat chickens for quite a long time, and so today we're going to take the first step in making that happen. Going to build a chicken tractor. So we've had a laying flock for a long time, several years now, and I've been wanting to do this. The coronavirus situation has kind of given me that extra motivation and the extra time to be able to finally make this happen. I want to just start and explain a little bit about the design that I've chosen. So what I'm building is a homestead version of a Salatin style chicken tractor. If you guys aren't familiar with Joel Salatin, there's a lot of great videos on his chicken tractors. I'll link a couple of them here if you're more interested in all of that. But essentially what it is it's a shorter version. It's only 2 feet off the ground and the chickens stay in there. It's just a simple square. His are 10 by 12 and he's put 75 birds in each one. I'm not planning to do quite that many, so I wanted a chicken tractor that was going to fit between 25 and 50 birds, something that was going to be a little more portable. I have several areas of my property where I could possibly raise chickens, and so I want to be able to move it back and forth easily. And then I want it to be easily storable, and so I want it to fit through a garage door. I want it to fit upright on a wall so it doesn't take up a whole lot of space when I'm not using it. And so this fit the bill on all of those things. Lastly, I wanted it to use as much material that I already had as possible. I'm economical. Most people would call it cheap, but I have a lot of this scrap lumber that I wanted to use up. And then a couple years ago, we put a metal roof on our house, and I have all of this scrap metal as well. And so I wanted whatever design I chose to be able to use all of those materials, and this fits the bill. So I've had to modify Joel Salatin's design in several ways, and we'll go through those as we build it. But I tried to make mine 8 by 8 just to keep it very simple. 2 by 4s, 8-foot 2 by 4s are extraordinarily cheap. And so I'm doing whole pieces on the bottom, and then I ripped a bunch of 2 by 4s that we're going to use to build the additional structure up and the top layer. And so for those of you that are interested, I'm going to try to do the cost of this chicken tractor, and then I'm going to try to add up all the costs over several videos over the course of the next couple months, all the way through processing the chicken. So if you ever want to do this on your own, you'll have an idea of, from a homestead level, what are the startup costs to make this happen, and how much will it actually cost, like per pound of chicken, when you end up at the end of the process here. So let's start by just getting our simple frame screwed together here. Get a little helper here. Now we need our 24-inch posts on each corner. We're just going to use one of our ripped 2 by 4 pieces, so 2 by 2s for the corners. Okay, we'll put those on. All right, I got another little helper now. So what we did was we measured out 36 inches. Got a mark here, and then 72 inches. And the reason for that, we have the roofing metal is 3 feet wide. So one strip will go across this way, and one strip will go across this way. But we want to make sure we get braces across for those to be able to go in there. Abby's fixing the lawnmower, but we got our cross braces in now. Metal roofing, you have to do 24 inches across for the bracing for that. And then we're going to do some cross braces on each side as well. So to just kind of put one in the middle and then one cross on each side just to strengthen it. A lot of extra 2 by 4s to rip and give us all those braces. This is a good excuse for me to buy a table saw. Using up all this scrap wood, saving me lots of money here. All right, got the first brace on. Let's do the rest of them. It's nice to have kids that can test the durability of everything. We got all our cross braces in. I got braces on the sides, both a vertical and then 2 diagonal ones. And then I forgot to mention that I put another brace right here. So, very strong, yeah. So now what we're going to do, these back 2 sections, like I said, is going to be 2 metal sections, and then we're going to build a door right here. So we're just going to build out that door frame and then be right back. Okay, so we're looking pretty good here. I got the door built out, ended up putting some cross bracing on it and some corner braces just to kind of shore it up a little bit. And then just 2 real simple hinges, so you can see, open it up real easy, put in food and water for the chickens, and then close it up when you're done. Simple and effective, and we're moving along here. Next step's the chicken wire. All right, it's getting pretty late. I'm starting to wear down, but I'm getting so close. I don't wanna stop. Let's get the chicken wire all the way around the whole chicken tractor. And then we got chicken wire over the front as well. I'm starting to sort out my metal, trying to figure out what we're gonna do. It looks like we're gonna have a gray chicken tractor. If anyone's wondering, I was gonna use a staple gun, but I wanted to be a little more secure. So I use these like farm staples. They're like fencing staples. I was gonna do hardware cloth as well. I had a couple people doing that, but it adds some weight. It's a lot harder to work with. And it seems like chicken wire now, I think it lasts a lot longer than it used to. So I don't know, time will tell. All right, got it all dry fit here, getting ready to screw it down. You can see what a difference that makes. So we'll have that opening in the front like I talked about. Now you can see kind of what it'll look like, finished product. Well, I'm very proud of the progress so far. Very nearly done, but it is far too late. I'm going to go to bed. A couple finishing touches I'll have to show you tomorrow. All right, it's a few days later, but we're finally getting back to finish this project. It's been too nice, but as you can see, it's sufficiently terrible today. So we're gonna put a handle we're gonna put on the door just to make it a little easier to open. We have to put a rope on the front to be able to drag it through the yard, and then we have wheels for the side. First the handle. Very good. Okay, got our rope to pull this thing. That's the two easy ones. The wheels are a little more complex. All right, so what we're trying to do with the wheel system here is try to just create a very simple lever that'll go on the bottom here. And what we want is to be able to lower the lever down so that it'll lift the entire chicken tractor just a couple inches off the ground, so that when we pull it with the rope, it'll be much easier. I'm not an engineer, so if any of you have a better idea of how I could do this in the future, let me know. I'm hoping that this whole system will get me through at least like 1 or 2 years until I can kind of analyze it and then make improvements from there. I haven't put a lot into the wood. I know I'm probably going to regret not using cedar 2x4s, because I don't know if I'd probably be lucky to get a few years out of them, but I figured this is all pretty modular, so I think I can replace pieces and patch things on as I go. Anyways, let's do the wheel. Sorry about that. All right, for those of you interested, this is an 8-inch wheel. This is a 24-inch board. My first hole is at 2 inches. My second hole is at 7. Okay, so I got this rigged up here. This one will be kind of the fulcrum where everything spins for the lever. The wheel will go on this one, and then on the back we'll have this little, where'd I put it? This little thing. It's like a bike rack hook. I'm gonna put that on the back so that when this gets pushed down, this will hold it up and hold the wheel on the ground. I'll just put the rest of it together and it'll make more sense then. Okay, so here's what we got. This is kind of when it's up. I decided to put a little handle up here too because it was all sharp edges. So just lift this up, disengage the wheel. Now the chicken tractor's on the ground. You can see level to the ground. And if I just lift it up, move this down to the bottom. Now I'm a couple inches off the ground and should be a lot easier to move. Got those installed on both sides and ready for a test drive. Well, there it is. It's on grass. It moves really great through the grass. I had to make a couple minor adjustments. Just if you're making this, make sure you don't make the same mistake I did. When I put the wheels on, I didn't notch out any of the 2x4, and so when I first put it, the bottom of the 2x4 was dragging on the ground. So I had to take the wheels off and just kind of take a notch out. I know it's not pretty. I just did it quick and dirty here to make it work. Other than that, I'm very excited about it, and I'm excited for the fact that it's going to sit out in the weather for a good month before the chickens are here. I'll hopefully be able to identify any problems that it has before we actually put live birds in there, because obviously we don't want anything bad to happen to them. And just to show you, I mean, I dragged it all the way from the garage to over here, and it didn't take hardly a minute to do that, so it works really well. If you're interested in having meat chickens of your own and you're wondering any more details about that, if I missed anything, please let me know. Also, if you're like a good builder, I'm not a good builder. If you're a good builder or you have an engineering brain and you have some improvements that I could make to that, totally open to your suggestions. And of course, if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button. It's going to be pretty fun over the next few months to see the baby chicks come in, to watch them grow, and to go through the entire process of us finding out in a deeper way where our food comes from. Thanks for watching, you guys. Thanks for connecting. Appreciate every single one of you. See you in the next one.